everybody! Hello! Welcome
Hello.
to MangaPod! Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yoku, hi.
Hello. I'm in the dark.
Yeah.
So, I have a lot of lights. I have a lot of lights on, but for some reason they're not reaching the camera.
You're gonna laugh real hard when you see how much of it is just your face.
Okay, I want to see that actually.
It's just like...
Yoku's in the dark. Daza looks like Yenta the matchmaker from Fiddler on the Roof. It's all coming together.
It does! Him and his virgin powers.
Him and his
Apparently is what he
virgin
gets
powers.
from that.
Yeah, self-proclaimed virgin powers.
Welcome to MangaPod. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss them with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. I am your host, Erin of HappiLeeErin, and with me are all three of my lovely co-hosts. Hi! Introduce
Hello.
yourself, please.
Hi.
I'm Dodger of Press Hard to Continue and Dexterity Bonus, and I'm delighted to be here.
I'm Yoku Rama, and you see a major part of my face today. I'm very happy to be here. Gonna be happy.
Hi, I'm the Dr. Daza, and I bestow my virgin powers upon you today.
Thank
Yay!
I take it back. I'm not happy.
Thank you.
Yoku just leaves.
He's like, I don't want it.
It's like, no, this isn't what I'm here for. I'm not here for your virgin powers.
I'm here for Berserky.
Thank
Let's
you.
go.
Berserky! The
Berserk-
most kawaii of all manga.
I'm here to clean you of Berserk.
Berserky.
Berserk cleanse.
I could use a Berserk cleanse.
Yeah, after what we...
Yeah.
If you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description of the manga we read, aka Dr. Daza's summary. Dr. Daza's description. It's only been 69 MangaPods, so someday I'll get it right.
Wait, it's our 69th MangaPod.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought the previous MangaPod...
Happy birthday.
I thought the
Happy birthday, MangaPod.
Happy birthday, MangaPod, you're 69.
That's funny.
Today you're 1 year old.
I thought that the previous MangaPod was 69, but it was a premature 69. It was actually 68. I just skipped ahead from 67 to 69 because I was so excited about the
celebrate
69.
it twice.
So we get to celebrate. That was my plan. There's always time to celebrate the 69. So,
Okay.
Daza description, and then we'll give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think that you should go and read the manga or not. So this week we read Berserk chapters. Hang on, I had it pulled up and then I lost. Chapters
70 to 104.
Though that's a little iffy. We'll get into this and we'll
Yeah.
get into that in a second. But for now, here is your overall description for Berserk if you have not read any of it. Daza.
Guts, known as the Black Swordsman, seeks sanctuary from the demonic forces that pursue him and his woman, and also vengeance against the man who branded him as an unholy sacrifice. Aided by only his titanic strength, skill, and sword, Guts must struggle against his bleak destiny, all while fighting the rage that might strip him of his humanity. Berserk is a dark and brooding story of outrageous swordplay and ominous fate in the theme of Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Wow!
Deja vu.
It's like we've read that four
I feel like
times
we've read
before.
that several times, yeah.
I actually think this is
I've
the
done
fourth.
it.
This is the fourth time talking.
This is the 4th episode of Berserk.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our lovely guest, who is usually here for this, Alex, was unable to make it. But
Right.
he
Damn it, Alex.
absolutely adores Berserk and Golden Age. So, yeah. So, there's summary. Should we give spoiler-free recommendations?
No, first I would like to say that there is a major trigger
Warning. Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Huge.
Yes.
major trigger warning. So if
Specifically
you're not...
in this part.
So if you're
Yeah,
not
this part is the biggest.
major sexual assault,
Rape.
dying,
Which I guess is
rape.
sexual assault.
Yeah, I was trying not to allude to rape, but okay. Yeah,
Man,
he did.
just so you
It's
know
straight
what
up.
to
It's not
expect.
just like harassment. It is straight. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
intense.
it's
rape.
very
and
uncomfortable.
it's not really like, I mean, it's censored, but not like heavily.
It's
censored.
not that censored.
There's
I don't know what
gore.
you're right.
I know
There's
it's
hardcore.
like censored.
I mean, you don't see it going in, but yeah.
yeah, but
Anyway. Trigger warning.
Yeah,
That's really all
pretty
that we
much.
needed to say.
Trigger warning. Perfect. Spoiler-free recommendation.
I think there
I
were
can go.
spoilers in that one though.
There was what?
Spoilers.
We didn't say where and how.
Listen, if you've read Rape,
If you've read Rape before,
Rape,
We shouldn't laugh
if you
about
read
it.
if you read Berserk up until this point, then there was already trigger warning with it. But
I mean,
there
yeah,
is
this-
also for what we read specifically, too.
Like, yeah.
Spoiler-free recommendation. Every single time we have read Berserk, have said that I absolutely adore this manga and think it's fantastic and should be read by. Okay, I'm gonna say should be read by everybody, but should be read by people who aren't bothered by the trigger warnings and like dark fantasy. This is definitely a manga you have to read. If you like any of that, you need to read it. So, and this arc specifically that we just finished is one of the best arcs in manga that I have ever read. And so, just going off of this arc. Like, you'll find out when I rate it at the very end. But going off of this arc, it is one of the best mangas I think I've read. So, I highly recommend it. And if you haven't read any of it up to this point, I think you should, after we're done giving our spoiler-free recommendations, go and take time to read it if you are wanting to, so that you're not spoiled by it.
Mhm.
That's fine.
I agree. I can go. Yeah, I mean, if you've watched the other Berserk manga pods, you know that we all love Berserk. Think it's fantastic. And the thing that we keep saying that is definitely true of this section as well is that it's dark fantasy, but it's written in a way where things make sense. There's development, and I don't know. It's written in a way where everything has a lot of meaning and is very powerful, even the like horrible stuff. So, yeah, it's just really good. I would absolutely recommend it. But again, like Erin said, there are lots of trigger warnings involved in this manga. It is definitely not for a young reader, and it's definitely not for somebody who is affected easily by gore. So,
Very gory. I definitely like it. I mean, we all like it. And this is like, I've said I've liked it so many times. Not just in the other Berserk manga pods that we did, but in other ones referencing Berserk. It's one of my favorite mangas of all time. And this is one of the most engaging arcs, like the Golden Age arc, that I've ever read in manga. Like, it just hooked me in. Especially, I've seen the anime first, and then I read the manga, and the manga includes, like, parts from this arc that weren't included in the anime because they're just way too gory. They just couldn't animate that. And like, it was awesome reading it again. And to put it like simply for people, I don't know, it's just very good. I mean, I have nothing to say. I mean, I could say it like, oh, how what Aaron and Dodger said, but they already said it. I don't want to repeat the same thing. So pretty much what they said.
Good.
I'll cheat.
thanks, man.
Thanks.
I loved it. I think everyone can say that they loved it. This part especially though made me feel very uncomfortable
Me too.
while reading it.
Yeah.
And I think that aids the story a little bit. And it's portrayed in a way that doesn't make you feel good. Like, I've read some manga and anime and just normal fiction where this kind of situation comes up and it makes you feel nothing. But here it makes you feel very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's fantastic, as it should. But yeah, other than that, it's Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more can I say about Berserk? All right. Also, you get pixie butt. So, pixie butt.
Not in this
You get some
part,
pixie butt.
but you do get pixie butt.
Well, I think we even got pixie butt in what we
Yeah,
got
we
that.
did.
no matter what.
Did
I
we
think
get
it was
that?
like
There was like
Oh yeah,
before
you're
what
right.
I
There is
said.
a very there
there's
is
some
a,
pixie-
there is some pixie butt.
Look,
Yeah, you're right.
you
It
got
was-
you
it
got
wasn't
some
too
sick
many
pixie
panels.
butt in there, no matter what.
There's
The pixie butt is
listen,
back, and I'm just
There's
happy.
pixie butt, and then there's pixie butt. Okay. There's a lot
That
more
was just
pixie
that was
butt
just a
later on.
glimpse.
It's just a glimpse of the pixie butt that is to come. Yes, so we all recommend it. We all believe that Berserk, if you're into dark fantasy, that you should definitely give it a try. So saying that, spoiler section in a 5, 4, 3, a 2, a 1. Spoilers.
Christopher's God.
Ah, literally.
It's one of the gods.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about that. Let's dive right into it. Let's talk about the eclipse. What were you guys? So I have read the eclipse before because after the last Berserk, I just read like straight on through all the way up. I read everything that we were supposed to read for this manga pod. So
Yeah.
oh, should we clarify? Actually, should we clarify the issues with the chapters thing? Okay.
Yeah.
So, on our subreddit, and also last week, and also in the title of this video, and on the thumbnail, you'll notice that it says that we read chapters 70 through 104. Some websites have that listed, or like volumes 12 through 14. Some websites have the chapters listed differently, like they vary from website to website. According to the Berserk Wikipedia, where we ended was actually like a quarter, not very far into like volume 13 or something like that. And so just to give you guys, and I think Yoko and I are the only ones, or no, Dazzy, you read that far too, because you read, because we
He past it.
we read
I think
past
I'm the only
it.
one that
Yeah.
hasn't read past.
Because on some it's listed that where we read is the end of volume 14, and then on some other ones it's like 15, 20 chapters later is where the volume ends. So it's a very confusing thing. So what we read up to, just so that nobody posts any spoilers for anybody who only read what we were supposed to read, we read until the very end of the eclipse. So we read the chapter when Guts runs... Escape, yeah. When Guts runs out of the cave after him and Casca were saved from the whatever thing it was called. So that's where we ended, just so you know. So don't post anything spoilers or anything after that in the comment section. We'll be discussing all that stuff later on, and we'll figure out the chapter stuff for the next time we rate it. But just wanted to specify that, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense.
Aaron,
Yeah, that
before
made
we
good
start,
sense.
can you see the ending?
Huh?
God damn it! No one gets the reference. From Kami no Mi, the glasses ending, wearing glasses. The world
Well, God only knows. Can you see the ending? Do you see it as a visual novel?
You go to the glass. Yeah. There we go. I'm happy now.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
I know, I've been doing that. Whenever my glasses start to fall off, I just go like, and then I'm like, no, I animate. I just animate.
I do that
Animate.
all the time. Before I lost my glasses, my stepdad got really angry at me because he thought I was flipping him off.
Oh, no.
Because I went like that, and it was like
Animating.
I'm
I was like, no, I'm animating it. He's just like, what? He didn't get it.
Aw.
That's when you're like, don't worry. I'm going to find you so many GIFs of anime characters doing this.
Just type in Log Horizon and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So,
Midorima.
Midorima,
Every
every glasses character.
every Megane character
Every single
ever.
Yoko, you're not doing it correctly.
Yeah, you
Yes,
should
I
just
do it
not-
like this, right?
Oh, the other one is where you touch the side and you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or I'll be that like that One Piece character, yeah.
Oh yeah, like the what's his name?
Cat guy.
Okay.
Oh, anyway.
So, there were no
Awesome.
people, there wasn't anybody who wore glasses, I don't think, in Berserk. They would have gotten broken if they had. It would have been very
I know.
inconvenient. Okay, so actually, you know what? I lied. Let's start where we began. Let's start at the beginning of what we read. Because last time we ended coming upon a very, what? You
What?
were smiling like you were laughing at me secretly in your head.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was making a face because I remember when we finished the last part and I was
Oh.
like, fuck this manga. I want to keep reading so bad, but I'm not going to. And then when we started reading this time, I was like, oh my God, I had forgotten all these feelings. I was so excited to read it.
Aww.
Oh my god, I was exactly the same. I was like, I couldn't remember what happened last time. I
neither.
couldn't remember where we ended. And then I was like, I picked up the first chapter and was like, oh. And I literally like shook and I was like, fuck yes!
Yeah, it jumps right in.
Oh, God. So what we ended on last time was Guts and Casca and Jadal coming upon a very, he's looked better. He's looked better, Griffith. So what were your guys' how did you guys feel about the Griffith that we got at the start of this arc? What were your guys' feelings?
I don't know.
At the start of this arc, or
At the start of what we read, sorry.
Okay. I was like, are we comparing, contrasting? Because
we can't.
Griffith used to be real hot and then he got real messed up.
Griffith used to have a great booty and now Griffith don't have any muscles in his booty.
Yeah, now Griffith's booty muscles are gone, so.
Not to say that muscleless booties can't be great, but Griffith's, okay, that thing. I don't know where I was going with that. So what are your guys' thoughts on Griffith at first?
I was a bit surprised that they found him and then took him, to be honest.
Oh, that didn't wind up fitting.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. Like, I understand the whole kinship type of thing, but in that kind of situation, you're taking a guy who's never going to be fixed up and who's going to be a burden on you in this life. And I was
but none of them knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
None of them realized at that point that, like, he couldn't come back. And he was also, like, in order for them to like, resurface and feel strength again, they were like, we need Griffith back because he's, like, an icon for this group. He's, like, our leader. He's the one who can rally us back to greatness. But nobody realized that he's literally never going to be able to hold a sword again.
Yeah, and honestly, when they saw him, they are so loyal to Griffith that there is no possibility that any one of them would have had the thought of, let's not take him with us. There's absolutely no way that any of them would have had that thought.
I know, I would have just dropped him in the sewer and given him a good death.
You're like, sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Griffith, you were great once.
Oh, no. I'll be nice about it. I was like, Griffith, you're a wonderful, wonderful person, and we thank you so much and we love you, but we have to survive for you. I'm sorry. Cut off the head and then just run off.
Behead him?
Whoa. Dog.
Just toss him down that fucking cavern, man.
I don't
because then he dies on impact.
Guys, I don't think there's any nice way to leave your leader.
Yeah, why would you kill him? You don't have to kill him.
muscles or a tongue on the side of the road. Like, I don't think there's a nice way to do that.
That's right, he had no tongue.
He could
Yeah.
still
Or
live.
alternatively, you cut off his head and just take the head. Then give him proper burial.
Why would you? Why do you have to take
Why do you
the
want
head?
to cut the head so bad?
Because he's a burden on them.
Wow, okay. I'm never know where Dad's loyalty ends.
If Daz ever gets captured and tortured for a year,
We know what to do.
we won't go after him.
No, we go after him and then we cut off his head.
We cut off his head and then we leave. Yeah.
No, okay. If I was tortured for a year and you guys came to save me and I was thankful, hello Sam, and and you guys came to save me and I'll be very thankful firstly, but then they sent assassins and their whole entire people after you, I'll be like, look, I'm a burden on you, I understand, just put me out of my misery and keep going.
He can't talk. He can't talk.
Yeah, but I would have scribbled down on a piece of paper or something.
He can't even lift his arms. He literally can't communicate.
He's
He has
He's
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he
like
does
he's
touch
making like
butts.
different moans. That's
He
all
touched
can do.
butts, and then that's his communication.
This isn't Attack on
It's just
Titan.
Exactly.
I understand your feelings.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, but honestly, in the end, he betrayed his friends. So
Oh, totally.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Sacrifice
Yeah,
so
and
much.
I man, guys, can I be honest?
Yes.
When I first finished this arc, like when I first finished everything we read, I was like, I fucking hated that. Like I really, because it made me feel so gross inside. Like the entire thing made me feel so awful. And I was like, I hated that. But I knew that after a few days, I'm kind of glad that we had like a week
Yeah.
where I
To
could
let it
like
sink in.
process everything. Yeah, because now looking back on it, I'm like, God, that was so well written. Like,
Yeah.
there were so many ways in which the way that things were written and the way that things played out really made me feel things on purpose, you know? And man, I hate Griffith. Like, it went from me being like, Griffith, man, he just like had some hard times. He used to be kind of an arrogant dick, but you know, he was lovable and pretty. And then he was tortured for like a year, and you know, and then he was feeling really sad about himself and like didn't have any, you know, couldn't help anybody and couldn't touch butts and couldn't do anything. And then he was offered absolute power and ruined and became like the worst person ever. Yeah. I was like,
that was probably
so much.
Probably the craziest like betrayal I've ever seen in any media.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like the way and the detail they went into the whole betrayal and the whole Eclipse arc, and how like every one of the like generals and like main characters of the Hawks, like all of them had their own death. Like, you know, not a full chapter each, but I mean, you know, bits and pieces there. And that was just
hard.
Like the first time, I mean, I saw that in the anime, and it was very, very well done in the anime as well for, you know, this kind of violence, the way they would translate that. But when I went back and read this the first time, about like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, like, I just like, my jaw was just dropped. I was just like, no way, like, this is just too much detail. This is just crazy. Like, it makes you just feel so much more for the characters like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, like after every death, like we've had so much time with these characters. And I mean, at the beginning, when the very start of Berserk, you know that something happened. There was some sort of betrayal that happens later on, and like Griffith and Guts are where they are at that start. So you're like, obviously something happened. That all of these characters that we meet at the start of God damn it. Flashback. I almost said backflash. The start of the flashback, we knew that those characters were not going to be around later on. Like, something happened to those characters we're being first introduced to when Guts meets.
But you never
the
expected like something like this. But you don't know.
Yeah, you're not expecting this, and so then like we still become, all the characters are so developed, and we become so attached to them. And then every single death, like Yoki said, it wasn't a full chapter, but every single death, I had to stop. I had to like stop and process what just happened, because it was so hard to read, and it was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like, no, he didn't actually just die like that. No, he didn't. No one didn't die.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, like, after every death, it's like you got false hope that maybe this guy is gonna survive.
Yeah.
Like shit, like, cause that guy, you see Pippin like cut in half, and you're like, holy shit. No. Then you see that guy that used to hate Guts, like, you know, being seduced by a demon.
Oh my god!
And you're like, holy shit! And then you see the guy with the swords that throws swords, you know, a smart guy, Judea, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then you see when he died, I'm just like,
oh my god, his death killed me.
Everybody must be dead.
I was like, no, Judea.
It was
hard.
And he had even more character development a little bit before that. Remember that whole talk with Guts, where he's like, you have to go now. I mean, you're not part of the Hawks anymore. You left. You already left. You know, and that whole conversation, you kind of got more attached to him. And then when that happens, like when I read that this time, I wish I didn't know that he was gonna die when I was reading that, because then those character development conversations between Guts and then other conversations like with Casca, they would have like impacted me more, because
you allow yourself to get more attached.
Yeah, I mean, I read it such a long time ago. I don't remember the first feeling I had reading it. So, you guys are lucky.
A question for you guys: how much of you guys knew the betrayal?
I didn't.
Knew the betrayal?
Like, knew it saw it coming.
Oh.
I saw it coming, or was spoiled, or whatever.
I didn't have it.
I didn't know anything.
Spoiled, but I saw it coming based off of like the first
start
chapters that we read.
Oh yeah, totally. But
but
I didn't know what was going.
Oh, I didn't know what was going to happen with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you heard the eclipse many times, and then everybody talking about the eclipse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually a really good way of explaining the eclipse. Like, oh, the eclipse is really awesome. It, like, there's no spoilers in that, you know? You don't really spoil other people when you talk about Berserk that never read Berserk by saying the eclipse is awesome. Read until the eclipse. So that's a good way that nobody spoiled anybody. Imagine if they, like, the betrayal is so awesome.
The betrayal.
I'm glad people don't say that.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a huge spoiler.
Something to talk about with the story the storytelling and the writing, this Berserk did foreshadowing really well. Like, in a lot of very subtle ways, and also in very, like, oh, the Hawks are gonna all die a year from today, you know, and at the eclipse, you're like, okay, something's gonna happen at the eclipse. But
you're like, I get it, right?
It didn't, like, do it. It didn't it gave just enough information for you to be like, okay, shit's gonna happen then, but not in the way that you're like, I know what shit's gonna obviously happen then.
Well, nobody saw that coming.
I know, but I'm saying, like, they might have, like, if it had been done wrong, like, it could have given hints as to what exactly
Imagine there's this one guy reading the manga, and he's like, totally saw the shit coming.
It's like, yeah,
It's like,
figured.
I knew it.
The place where, like, speaking of the rape, the place where I saw the most foreshadowing that at first felt to me so, like, stupid, and then I was like, oh my god, was the fact that there were so many moments that were so, like, in your face, like, I'm gonna do it, she's gonna get raped, it's gonna happen, and then it kept not happening, right? She'd get into these weird situations. It was very...
Like the other monster thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
the black dog.
Oh god, the other monster.
Oh
God. There were so many times.
To him.
Yeah. There were so many times when I was like, God, this is so irritating, because I always get frustrated when, I don't know, when rape is, like, used as, like, a blanket symbolic thing, you know, where it was just like, she's the only girl. She's, like, winds up being symbolic for this whole thing in this group. And it was so frustrating to me. And then when everything happened with Griffith, I was like, holy shit, this is actually happening right now. And it was so crazy, because you had so many moments where you were like, I know it's not going to happen. You can, like, stop with the zoomed in picture of her vagina now. Thanks.
Yeah.
And
then
boobs moving. And
and then, like, man, at the end, I was like, holy shit, that actually happened.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright. It's funny because there was a show that aired this week, last week, called Cross Ange, who does something along the same lines in the first episode, between two female characters, and I'm watching that after reading Berserk, and I'm just like, this is not well done at all.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have the same sort of feeling, and I think that really gives it to, like, well,
I wasn't,
you know what I mean?
Sorry.
Like what Dodger said about being, like, blanket symbolism, and that's what it is in the show, and it just doesn't feel right, and it just makes you feel uncomfortable for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Whereas Berserk does it makes you feel uncomfortable for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes...
Yeah, and the fact that it was Griffith, oh my god. There were so many things about that scene that just made me go, oh my god, and it's going on for so long, and it, like, means so many things. I was just, oh god.
Yeah. No,
that was one of the reasons why I was like, I hated this. I hated everything about this. This sucked so much. And I was like, it's just because the writing was so good that it made me care a lot.
Yeah.
About everyone, and, like, the betrayal hurts so badly. Like, every aspect of the betrayal hurts so badly to, like, witness and be part of. Like, feel like you were...
Guts's, like, reactions in those panels that we saw him in during that whole situation was also, like, that affected, like, us as readers as well.
Yeah.
We pretty much were watching that from the eyes of Guts. We were just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
See,
What the fuck? Why Griffith, like, he didn't just betray Guts. He kind of betrayed us as well. Because I don't know about you guys, I kind of felt like I was part of the Hawks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're all
Yeah, so I mean, like, when that shit happened, like, you're pretty much part of that. You're just like, oh, this bastard betrayed all of us.
Yeah.
You know? Very sad.
Yeah.
See, I think the scene that was with the monster before really, like again, like Dodger said, was used really well to build up to it, because she was saved by Guts then.
Yeah.
You know, and she felt, I don't know, it was very, for her, I'm not sure if she was traumatized by it because it happened so quickly, but with Guts saving her, she's like, I can trust Guts for this kind of thing. You know, I feel like he can save me from anything, and that I won't get into those situations, and he'll be there to save me, even though it may happen again. And when it was happening with Griffith, I was just like, Guts, save her.
Guts couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do anything. And you felt helpless while reading that. You're like, I want this to stop so badly, but it can't. It just doesn't, and it keeps going. And it's just like, I've seen enough of the booze bounce. I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah.
It's one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever. It's so hard to read.
I just.
Yeah.
It was better than Game of
Where do we
Thrones.
go from here?
Oh,
I
it's just like-
know.
Now we're all just sad.
Here. Let's talk about giant monster dick.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Gosh.
My
That dude.
penis. My dick.
I'm just like, he puts his penis is in his tongue? What?
Yeah, who like opened his like stomach mouth and
Yeah.
a giant tentacle penis came out. I was like, what's happening here?
Okay,
I'm
if
just like,
anybody's
that
ever
would
gonna
be
take
so
something
disgusting.
if anybody's ever gonna take something out of context out of MangaPod, that should be it. Just because of how fucking weird it sounds. He opened his stomach mouth and a testicle penis came out.
A tentacle penis.
Testicle
A
penis.
testicle penis. Even better.
Testicle.
Testicle penis. Those testicle penis. Sigh.
I don't know. At that scene, all I can think of was just like, how does he put that back?
He retracts it, obviously. Just-
Yeah.
But that would taste disgusting. Oh, that's.
Yeah, they like. Come on, guys, grow up, God.
That was just so perfectly timed. Oh, go on.
With that dude, like, they establish, he's like, he can't be beaten. He's, this crazy strong dude who like leads all of these lawless evil dudes. And that, yes.
I'll come back to it. I'm putting a pin in it.
Okay. And then they like take it to fucking 11. He's just like, he's already like this huge kind of wolf looking dude.
Yeah.
And then like, they're like, no, that's not even his final form.
Yeah.
He pulled a
He
freezer,
has a
yeah.
stomach mouth with a tentacle penis inside. You're just like, what?
What is happening?
Yeah. And he wouldn't die. He fucking would not die.
No.
He's like that man from Monty Python. He's just like, keep going, man, keep going.
Yeah,
Come on, all my limbs are chopped off, my penis,
my
dick,
sword
mouth is...
through your neck. And he was like, I'm dead now. Just kidding. I don't want to die because I have more evil things to do in the world.
I think it was a really good because if you compare he is a monster. Like you look at him, you're like, God, hello. You're like, this guy is obviously deranged. He's crazy. He looks weird. He looks like the monster that would haunt dreams, like how we typically would draw monsters. Like somebody says, draw a monster. You draw him like that. And then you compare that to Griffith, who was a man, and you're like, which one did the worst stuff to you? Which one like disturbed you more? So it's like a really interesting take on what is a monster, like what it really is a monster.
Both
Human is the real monster.
I don't know.
I know.
He's
He's
damn
no,
disturbing.
he's pretty. I'm not saying he's not fucked up, but I'm saying
I know,
that like
but
when you
still.
compare the two, when we were reading it, it's like we're almost desensitized to his kind of like monster form.
Like overtly,
yeah.
I'm evil and I do terrible
'cause he looked
things
like
and
a
I
monster.
love it.
Yeah, and you're like,
that sort of-
okay, this guy is obviously bad. He's evil. And then you have Griffith, who you're like still holding out hope that he's not necessarily that, and then he becomes the most terrifying monster in the manga.
Yeah, because okay, so up till this point, I had been like, I know that something's gonna happen with Griffith and he's gonna become evil, but I hope that in the end, Guts is able to remind him of being a good guy, and then he'll come back to being a good. Now I'm like, you fucking kill Griffith, Guts.
Yeah, he ain't coming
Guts, I
back.
need you
I
to
want to-
fucking kill Griffith.
Yeah.
How I wanted it to happen was the same way that monster. I wanted, like, Guts to come in and just slice his dick off while inside of Casca. That's how I wanted it.
Oh,
I mean, that would have been very satisfying.
that would have been
That-
quite symbolic, right?
I wanted that to happen. It didn't happen. It made me sad.
I think like talking about how Griffith is so evil and we all despise him and just want Guts to kill him now. He like the writing of Griffith becoming the villain of this series is one of the most like best written villain backstories I think that I've seen, because you see him start out with like he's a dude with a dream and he's gonna he'll do stuff to get to that dream, but where is he gonna, you don't really know his limits.
We saw the rise and fall.
Yeah, and then it's like, and a lot of times you get villains who are just evil for the sake of being evil, but with Griffith, you're like, you genuinely hate him like you're supposed to hate a villain, but having seen his backstory, you're still just like, God, that was so well written. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's kind of like people, like all monsters, like that evil guy, that monster dude thing with penis mouth.
Penis mouth.
Penis mouth, yeah.
Penis mouth.
He was evil for the sake of being evil, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't have any sort of feelings or whatever, but Griffith believed in this dream so much, he would betray his friends, the people who got him there, you know? Not just betray them, but humiliate them so badly.
Yeah.
So he could get that power. That's just the true mark of evil right there. Like, you've got bad guys, and then you've got evil manifested in Griffith's weird eagle head and penis.
Yeah, Yoku.
Do you guys think that Griffith would have done this if he had the same opportunity before he fell and was tortured and all that stuff? Do you think he would have taken it?
I wondered about that.
Because like this is like the crazy fall of him. You know, we saw he pretty much, the thing is, he pretty much ruined it himself as well. You know, because he just went to the daughter and you know that shit.
Because he was like really fucked up after Guts left.
Yeah, because of that, and then that just ruined him and completely destroyed him, and that just completely clouded his judgment. Because right before he accepted becoming one of the God Hand, those other two like floating fat God Hands, like
the floaty fatties.
Yeah, they're both bald, I think, as well. And they like showed him like a different version of like pretty much his lifespan. He saw his whole lifespan through like childish eyes, and he just pretty much just stopped caring about everything else around him and just like wants to get what he wants, and that kind of allowed him to do what he did.
Yeah.
But then after that, I don't know why he did that. That's a little crazy.
Because we know that he was in there for like a year being tortured, probably, you know, is a little unstable and feeling powerless.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably more
it's interesting because in that moment when you know that he's going to choose to become a God Hand, it's like at first you're going, man, I don't know whether or not to like necessarily blame you. You know, like at first I was like, man, he has had an awful year. Like a year that probably felt like way longer than a year.
So you think he wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for the torture year?
I don't know, because
he showed some signs.
That's what I'm saying though, is that like at the beginning I was like, okay, I kind of get it. Like this is fucked up and it's awful that you're sacrificing all of these people to just, you know, feel whole again. But like I kind of get it. But then he turns out to just be so evil, and you don't know whether or not that evil was always there, or if it's because he accepted the evil inside of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's definitely he's definitely not himself anymore.
Yeah,
that's obvious.
I think beforehand he wasn't ready to become a God Hand. Like, I don't think beforehand he would have.
Yeah, it was all destiny. It was all
you know, it was the other God Hands kind of moved his destiny along to create. Well, they said they created the perfect one. They said that.
Yeah.
So I think beforehand he wouldn't be ready to take on that mantle just yet.
Yeah.
That's what I think, at least. But I think if that didn't happen, it would probably he'd probably still do it, but it would take a bit longer, and something else would have had to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like Guts came along and died or something, or I don't know, Casca betrayed him or something like that. Something else really powerful to him would have had to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to make him break, essentially.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, no, like, it's Macbeth. Like, the idea of Macbeth.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Just the idea that you're going, like, do you stay on the path of, like, getting power your own way, or do you accept evil
Take power
to get,
Mhm.
like, where do you draw that line? Like, in which choice, what consequences is going to happen with each one?
I think essentially he always had it in him to
Yeah.
do that. Always. I just
That's why
think
he was
there had-
chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I think there would have been a sense of free will there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he would have essentially gotten, I don't think God had power, but he would have definitely gotten some other power if he went down another path, you know, and didn't succumb to the evil inside of him.
Yeah.
Like maybe he became king because he married the princess or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that could have been a very good way for him to have.
Oh
go
God,
through it.
that's another character who
Oh,
still creeps me the fuck out. The king.
Oh, my God.
Like, you're so gross, dude. Just die.
Nasty. Nasty.
You're so
Yeah,
gross.
he keeps drawing him weird, like more nastier and nastier every time you see him as
Yeah.
well.
I
He's
think,
all like
yeah.
They
sweaty
explain that
and,
he's like sick, but I'm like, are you sick with evil?
You're sick all over,
Like
dude.
that's a thing in this fucking
Yeah.
manga. Like, are you sick with evilness, or are you like actually sick and you're just gonna die of natural causes? Like, I don't know.
Oh, God. He, like... I love that,
Both,
like, we got to
hopefully.
see so many different monsters just because he was like, kill Griffith. And it's like, oh, you didn't kill them assassin people. Okay, I'm going to send the black dogs. And it's like, wow, there's just all sorts of monsters popping up in here.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, those assassin people were just like totally destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were a
dogs.
thing for,
So
like, 2
easily, they were
chapters.
so hyped up. They were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
these are the best assassins ever." All of them just like
Yeah, they got
destroyed.
slapped.
Yeah. They didn't have a chance.
just like threw those knives in the dark and sparks.
Use
and
the
shit.
sparks. Ah, that was so cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I love that Guts just went berserk. Ah.
Nah.
Guts just went berserk after they found Griffith, and what was he? The dungeon
Oh my
dude
God.
locked him. He's like, ha ha ha,
Yeah.
you'll never get out. And Guts just fucking chops the door in half.
I
and then
remember-
cuts his tongue off. I was
Yeah, he
squeaking.
cuts his tongue
Listen,
out.
Gore,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know, but him cutting that tongue off I was like,
Dude, yeah, I remember when we finished reading last time, and it was just like, you're locked up in there, la 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 la. I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, if we're gonna have like a few chapters where they're like stuck in this dungeon and then shit happens to them, I'm gonna be so angry. And then the very next chapter, Guts is like, is this door made of wood? Because lol. It's just like, I love it.
I loved it.
Amazing.
Yes. People in chat are asking if we talked about the other god hands yet. We have not touched on those.
We talked about the two fatties.
Yeah, we talked about
The-
all we said about the extent of that conversation was they're fatties and they float.
Well, I mean, I
The
did
so-called
mention how
fatties.
they did show him like Griffith's like past and present and shit.
Yeah,
Remember
I'm
that one?
surprised that those two look so similar. I
Yeah, I
expected
kept
them all to
confusing
look
them.
very
Very
different.
different. Yeah.
I
And
think
then
that
there's like
was more-
Succubus Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird succubus.
Dude, and she weirded me out too when Griffith was raping Casca, when she was just like, oh, such delicious despair. And I was like, you're gross too. Everybody here is gross.
Everyone's gross. Everyone's
Everyone's
gross.
gross right now. Oh God.
That was. I'm looking
Look
up
at the
their
brain dude.
names. Okay.
The Brainiac.
The Brainiac. One of the floating fatties that has like all of the faces coming out.
Guys, we can't call them floating fatties.
No, I'm getting there. Let me finish. The one floating fatty who like his lips is like that and has like the heads floating out from underneath of him. His name is Conrad.
Okay.
Conrad appears as a
That-
puckered human face with the body of massive woodlouse.
Oh.
Okay.
The succubus girl is slain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ubik is the other floating
Flip
fatty,
fatty.
who looks like a mole rat. Has like that glasses, like the tiny little
Yes.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
That is Ubik. I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing these right, but probably
Good
not.
enough.
Don't correct me, it's fine. And then Void is the brain dude.
Brainiac.
Right.
Brainiac is the Void. So there you go. Just so we can stop calling
Forgot
them.
about Brain Dude.
I know. I keep forgetting, like, every time I think back on it, I remember 3 out of the 4. I don't remember that there's 4. I just
You
only remember
you
3.
don't remember the Brainiac?
I didn't remember the Brainiac at first.
Oh man, he was like the boss. It looked
I know. But he looks like he's from a different manga to me. He doesn't.
he's a
He doesn't
he's
look
a-
like he suits.
He's a brain. I mean, there's a lot
I
of
know.
characters that look like him.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
I think
anime that have
some
brains.
sci-fi that look like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He looked like
There's
something out
there's
of
a
like
lot
a
of
really
Star
bad
Trek characters.
sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
Who's your favorite?
of the God Hands.
I want them all dead.
They're all
Except
gross.
Griffith.
All of them. Femto, whatever Griffith's name becomes. Femto, Feminito, Fem.
That makes sense. I mean,
Hang on.
he's very.
He's very,
He's very feminine, and I bet he has a toe.
Griffith God Hand name.
Femto.
I'm not even going to go there.
Femto.
There is no way I'm looking that up anywhere.
Oh, God Hand names are inspired by science fiction novels.
Oh, that's cool. Something. Just that I remember. I'm actually on the Berserk wiki, so I just remembered something
So
about
fine.
reading. So, the one part where, because we talked about the eclipse, but we didn't talk about the immediate scene leading up to that, where you really see Griffith break when he sees Guts and Casca having their little moment, and then Griffith attempts to grab the sword and isn't able to grab the sword.
Right.
But then he rides away with the carriage. If he
Yeah, I
can't
thought that
grab
was
a
weird.
sword, how is he gripping reins? And maybe
What
he's
the-
just like
he, like-
swooping his arms, like.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that
I
either.
don't know.
Because we know that he crawled up there, and then it was just kind of like
And right away,
smash,
the character
smash cut to him riding away. Yeah, and I was like, yeah.
But yeah, no, like you can kind of see, because he's just such a broken man at that point, where you can see that he wants back the glory that he once had. He wants that back, and he is jealous that Guts still has like the ability to touch Casca, and like Casca and him are sharing that moment, and all of that. But then you still, when Griffith goes and like falls into the lake, and his blood bleeds onto, how do you say the little gem's name?
Behelit.
Behelit. When Behelit starts changing into the face and Guts is running towards Griffith, Griffith still he can't say anything, but he's telling Guts not to come because he knows something is going to happen. So you can tell that Griffith
Yeah,
at
I
that
thought that was
point
interesting too.
still really cares about his comrades and still isn't.
Yeah.
So it's like, what would have happened if Guts hadn't gone down there? Like what? I mean, obviously, for the sake of story, it had to happen, but it's like, what if he hadn't? What if something else had happened? So it's still, you could tell that Griffith still really cared for them at that point. And so, just like, did he still care about them when he accepted God Hands? Obviously not. Like, obviously that connection got severed.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was interesting to have that moment right before where Griffith was desperately wanting Guts not to come because he knew
Yeah,
something was
I had
gonna
totally
happen.
forgotten about that, but you're right. Yeah. Sorry, I was retweeting somebody who quoted the stomach mask.
Oh my god, I need to retweet. Hold on.
I think that was Lou that wrote that.
Was it Lou? Hold on, I don't see it. Where is it? Where is it? Why is it not showing up in my face?
What about the art? I know we talked
Yeah.
about the art before in the previous.
Oh god, I
times
love
we
the
talked about
art.
Berserk.
I
Oh,
love
But I
the
want to
art.
I want to specifically talk about one moment, and that was during the transformation of Griffith, and how they showed like the in between transformations. How he was,
Oh, him
he was,
becoming
like,
a
in that-
bird man.
Yeah.
yeah, he, like that was really cool.
It
I thought
was,
that
yeah.
was really cool. You saw like the little skeleton growing on him and stuff. That was really cool.
Dude, literally, like, anytime it got too heavy for me, when I was reading that whole section, anytime that I was like, I can't read this anymore, I would just focus on how cool the monsters looked.
Yeah.
Because they were designed so well. They're so interesting.
I think it's funny because when I saw Griffith become like the God Hand for the first time in his full Eagle Boy face, it looked like to me something from Gatchaman. I don't know if you guys have seen the original Gatchaman.
I haven't.
It's what they call. I can't remember what they call it in America, but I watched a bit
His
of it.
mask-
Where,
I think
Yeah.
it was
When-
Gotchmon.
Keep going.
Is what it was called. Because I've heard of
yeah.
it before. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, like when the new series aired last year, I looked back at the old one, and they called it something else. I think it was like Eagle Scouts, or I don't know, something like that. And all I could think of was like, I don't know, it's America in the 70s.
They
It was
would
weird.
never call it Eagle Scouts. Go on.
I was-
No, it just
What?
it was just like this is he a good guy now? No, he's definitely no.
Definitely not.
No.
What's up?
I was thinking that maybe he reminded me a little bit of like a male
Yes.
Anjuwoman, but then when I tried to Google Anjuwoman to look at her mask again, one of the first pictures I saw was somebody's deviant art of a pregnant Anjuwoman.
Oh my
It
god.
confused me.
Oh no, I just typed Anjuwoman into maps.
How big is her fucking baby?
How do you spell Anjuwoman?
Angewoman.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's woman, actually.
No, it's MON.
Oh,
I
Emma,
promise
yeah,
you.
because it's
I
digital.
promise, because I
It's digital.
always
Okay.
spell it wrong. Yeah.
I know. I was like, I know. Oh, that is a pregnant. Oh my.
That's like
My.
her body looks like a cube from Madoka.
Oh yeah. It's true.
Also, side
Oh my
note.
god, here's one with giant tits. Sorry.
G-Force. Gatchaman was called G-Force in the US.
G-Force.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I never heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like
Maybe it was
I heard of Gatchaman, but did
Yeah.
not hear of G-Force. Sam just reminded me also that if you really love Berserk, Dark Souls 1 is based on Berserk.
Really?
Really?
That's why like the
Holy-
monster designs are very similar.
It's
Hold on, I've
actually
gotta-
based on
The,
it.
the tone of it. Yeah, a lot of things
Holy
inside
shit,
of Dark
I
Souls.
didn't know
I
that.
had
The
no
first Dark
idea.
Souls.
I think I gotta get this now.
Is it Dark Souls or is it Demon Souls?
Both. The guy that made both of them just loved Berserk. It was his favorite manga.
Could you hear that?
Yeah.
It was his favorite.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You know what? I've never given any shits to Dark Souls, but I think I have some shit.
You have some shit.
I think I might have a
Just
fuck to give.
I found
There's like
one.
one.
Box.
I,
there.
I found it.
Found my fuck. Yeah, no, the art was, I think the art, it really contributed to even making those scenes that much more uncomfortable during the eclipse.
Yeah.
Like, the angles, everything was at, the perspectives, like, the full huge pages of stuff, it was all just so much detail. Not like, and it was done so well. It was really well done detail that it didn't feel clustered. It just gave you the entire atmosphere about what was going on. It was great. It was some of the best art that's been in the manga, and the rest of the manga has really good
Yeah.
art too, so.
Yeah, totally.
Oh
So
man.
You think-
depressing.
Do you think
Remember-
it got better or is it the same? It's pretty much the same.
I think it's the same. I mean, still great. I was like, man, remember the good old days when it was just Guts fucking
Everybody
a
was
demon and then he
happy.
cut her head off. Remember those days?
Oh my god, remember those days?
So long ago.
Back in the day, man.
In the day. Does anybody else
I
have?
think it's Demon Souls. I'm just reading the plots of them. And
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
Demon Souls. That's the main one.
Does
Just throwing it out
anybody else have anything they want to bring up? Otherwise, we'll go into final thoughts and ratings. Is there anything else we need to talk about? I think we touched.
Nothing.
I mean, the eclipse was just such a big thing. That,
I mean, that's pretty much like
Basically,
the only, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to say that I think the Black Dog arc got a bit repetitive for a little bit.
It's because
Right,
he
I
kept,
Oh, yeah.
kept not dying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He kept
you know,
coming
I just-
back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wild.
it's kind of understandable and stuff, but I was just like, when we were going through
Felt
it.
that way too.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I was like, okay, he'll just be done. Oh, he's back. Ugh. I don't care
Yeah.
about you.
Just effing, I didn't care about him all that much at all the
Yeah.
entire time,
Yeah.
you know. And the fact that he kept coming back was just like, ugh.
And he killed those villagers.
Yeah.
I know.
Fuck that guy.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool, guys.
So, yeah,
That's a good point. I agree with that. What?
that's all I wanted to
That's
say.
a nice point.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. ratings. I can go first if anybody else wants to.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Since you read it twice.
I know, I read it twice, and I mean, it's one of those that I'm like, I would totally read this again. At the same time, I'm like, do I want to put myself through that a third time? I am going to give not just this part, but based on everything we've read all the way up until this part, I'm going to give Berserk a 10, everything that we read. I think it's one of the most solid, well-written, and well-developed manga that we've read, and Golden Age and Eclipse alone have been one of the best arcs of a manga that I have ever read at all. And I think that the art is detailed and fantastic and used in really good ways that add to the atmosphere rather than distracting or detracting from it. I think the characters are fantastic, and that they're really engaging, and you really care about them so much that you feel really hurt when their deaths happen. So I just think everything that makes a story fantastic, especially for a dark fantasy, is done perfectly in Berserk, and that's why I'm going to give it a 10. I think it's an absolutely fantastic and incredibly brilliant manga. So
Yeah.
10!
Next.
Go, Moses.
All right, you gave it a 10.
I did.
All right, I know what happens next, and I like it as well. But if we just rated just to what we read, I'll give it a 9.8. I'll give it some room
Give
to
it
grow.
a 10!
I gotta give it some room to grow.
No, you don't. Just give it 10.
I'm gonna give this a 9.81.
It pretty much
Give it a
is 10.
9.99.
I mean, it's really good, but I'll stick with my 9.8. Right?
No,
My score?
I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, it's your
No.
score. You can do what you
My
want, Yoko.
choice.
You can be
Yeah.
wrong, but it's yours.
Yeah, but
It's yours.
You're wrong. All right, but yeah, final thoughts. It was great. I mean, what Aaron said, pretty much. I don't know. It's pretty much. I feel like all of us are just gonna be pretty much repeating
That's
each
fine.
other
Say it in
And,
your own voice, sir.
in my own voice. Ah, that's too much effort when you already said it in your voice. So I'll just use your voice.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'm done.
No,
Okay.
I wanted you to do an Aaron
Oh,
impression.
and oh no, that's just too much. I could barely talk. I'm like coughing like crazy.
So I really liked Berserky. 10
Berserk
out
was
of
so
10.
great. It was
It
Berserk.
was so
It
good.
was awesome. Everything's
Ber-
amazing. Balls.
Everybody is so kawaii.
Everybody died.
It was so cool. Yay!
Great. That's good.
Well, there's mine.
That's good. Berserky most kawaii.
Berserky, most kawaii, 10 out of 10.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anybody.
I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
Brooke, you can go first.
Okay.
Ladies first.
I already went. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, man. I'll also give it a 10. I say that like
Yeah.
I say that in such a somber tone just because I know that this is like barely scratching the surface of Berserk. But it's, I don't know. Everything was done so well. Everything was developed in a way where when shit went down, you cared enough to feel a little ill about it. Like, for me, I felt so, like I said, I just felt so gross and upset and just angry, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's, sometimes you have to stand back from the situation and be like, man, that's exactly what they wanted. Like, that was done so well. So I'm really excited to keep reading it. And I think that this arc was pretty incredible. There I am.
that's cool.
That's really
That's-
cool.
That's real cool. It's super sugoi.
Sugoi desu.
Sugoi.
Berserk no sugoi desu.
Yeah.
There we go. That's my Japanese for the day.
Perfect.
Actually, no, it's Berserk 1, not Berserk. No, anyway. I don't know. It's hard
Yeah.
because I'm going to pull a Yoku and give it a 9.8 as well. Because it was some of the most amazing that I've read, something the most amazing that I've read, and so different and uncomfortable, and it's just well written and I was gonna say animated, well drawn. That it's really hard to be like, no, I think it deserves a 10, because I think honestly it does deserve a 10. You know?
Yeah.
I think Berserk is probably one of the best manga I've ever read, and the Golden Age arc is by far some of the best storytelling I've read in general. You know, I could compare this to Game of Thrones and be like, Berserk shits all over Game of Thrones. You know, I can say that with certainty.
You should be careful with that.
I don't care. That is my statement.
Your freedom. You're free. You're free to make that choice.
I don't care if people unsubscribe because of that.
They'll be unsubscribing for Aaron.
No!
I care.
I don't care. Not my channel.
It's not my
But
channel. No.
I think I don't want to say room to grow because that's a terrible way of saying it. I think that there are certain points, like the black dogs, that I think could have been done a little bit better. And I think, I'm gonna go with that. Because I think that's my little.
That's your .02.
Your tiny
Or
grievance.
.2. Your
Yeah,
tiny
exactly. That's my .02.
.02. Or is it point? Did you give it a 9.8, right?
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 9.9. 9.98.
Okay, so then .02. Perfect.
.02. Done.
God, we mathed! We mathed, guys! Wow!
What's coming to this world? Is Griffith outside? The apocalypse is happening.
Griffith! Awesome, so we all recommend it. Thumbs up, all around, everywhere. Awesome, so let's give a spoiler-free description of the manga that we are reading next week, and you in chat get to guess. Spoiler alert, Yoku's like probably just so excited about this.
Oh, I am. I can't wait to read it. I'm already happy thinking about it.
I'm sorry. My internet is shit.
I can hear you, dog.
I know, you're supposed to hear me. I'm not supposed to.
I'm right here,
Deza,
man.
Deza, you're actually talking into your microphone right now. I don't know if you know.
Do you know this? Do you realize this is happening right now?
Okay. The boarding house is home to a strange medley. That's not how you spell medley. Medley of weird characters, including the young student Yusaku and the beautiful and widowed manager Kyoko. We follow the efforts of Yusaku to win Kyoko's affections with interference from the rest of the tenants. That sounds so boring.
Is that the entire summary?
That's it.
10 out of 10, best manga ever, beats
That's
Berserk.
pretty much. That is
That's
pretty
it,
shit.
though, guys.
Oh yeah, because I forgot that you...
I forgot that we were pushing Berserk, so I read 40 chapters that I don't think are the right 40 chapters.
No spoilers for next week.
That's what we're gonna have to figure out what the right chapters are, so that we know what to read.
I think it was literally because I was reading it on my phone, my manga app,
Yeah.
but every manga site has it correctly, I think.
Okay.
So beware. If it feels like it starts in the middle of a story and doesn't give you any context, it's because you're in the wrong spot. Don't just accept it.
Oh no.
'Cause that's what I did.
You know, I just want to put this out here that maybe you could buy the volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
You can also buy it.
Like, I think one way to get over our issue that we have with Berserk is to get them from Viz.
True.
Let's do.
Yeah, they've actually been reprinting them, so
Yeah,
they're
Yeah.
so
they're not worth a fortune anymore. Because when I saw them run out of print, I just sold mine for like 60 a piece.
Aw.
I was just like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy more shit with this
Oh
money.
jeez. I do have a question. They already guessed it in chat that we are reading Maison Ikkoku.
Koku.
So is 43 chapters go by pretty fast of that? Dodger, since you're the one who read it.
Oh yeah, they go by
They're
fast.
Okay, we are
It's
reading...
not like it's not dialogue heavy at all.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
pretty simple art. It's not hard.
Awesome.
It's like 20 pages per chapter.
Yeah.
We are reading
Yeah.
volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 43 of Maison Ikkoku next week.
I can't wait.
Oh.
Just thinking about it makes me happy. I remember watching the anime.
Yeah,
Such a
there
good
was
time.
there was a fight about to break down before we started because Yokohama's like, anime makes me so happy, and Daz was like, the anime was shit. So there was gonna be
Daz
words
they were gonna
being
fight.
thrown.
is full of shit.
Fight,
he doesn't,
fight,
he
fight.
hasn't seen anything.
I'm full of shit. It's okay.
Hey, it's okay.
No
If anything,
arguments.
I'll call Bill. Bill's a big fan of this.
Oh, we
so
should have Bill on next week.
Bill!
Good. So ask him.
Is he alive
He's a big fan.
still?
I think he's still.
I don't know. I'm alive still, so I guess he's
I see him tweet sometimes,
Yeah.
so I think he lives.
It's probably just him talking about his favorite band, whatever that one is.
Gaslight Anthem, who are fantastic. PTW.
VT dubs.
Bits of dubs. Yes, so next week we are reading that. Let's go ahead and shout out our stuff super duper fast. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin. You're here on my channel, youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. I do anime reviews and anime first impressions, as well as vlogs and mental health awareness and random anime videos that I feel like doing. And also all of the previous manga pods are hosted here if you want to go and check any of those out. And I most recently put up my Hunter x Hunter top 11-ish moments from Hunter x Hunter 2011. So you should definitely go and check those out because it was super duper fun to do.
Is it spoiler filled?
Yeah.
Okay, then no.
Yeah.
I won't watch it.
You should still go like it or something.
No, that's
Feeding.
I don't
Give
want to spoil
me
you that
likes!
much.
Give me likes! No, so you can check those out if you are interested in that. If you have seen Hunter x Hunter. If you have not, don't watch them because I don't want you necessarily to be spoiled on it. If you'd like to find me on any social media, I have Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Crunchyroll, profile, and an ask.fm, which I like to answer questions on. And also I use Twitter lots and lots, and sometimes I spam. But if you're into that, you should come follow me. I let you know that Google exists. Let you know Google existed this morning. Did you guys see that? What happened?
I was asleep.
So-
I was on.
A bird walk here.
Uh-huh.
Kangaroo hop.
Kangaroo hop. We have a Google TV in our bedroom that I turn on every morning so that I can listen to music while I'm getting ready. And this morning, I must have been logged into Twitter previously at some point, and instead of going to history, I hit share, and it popped up.
Oh no.
Like, share this page, and I went to hit no, and I hit tweet, and I was like, fuck. But then it pops up and it goes, there was an error posting this tweet, so it did not tweet. And I was like, oh, thank God. And then I got all these tweets being like, oh, thanks for that, Erin, because the page that I shared was google.com. The tweet says nothing but google.com.
Oh, JJ.
So I was like,
JJ.
well-
That's amazing. Did you leave it out?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. I'm
By the
gonna go.
time I
I'm gonna have to
realized
retweet
By
it.
the time I realized it, like 10 people had already favorited it. I was like, I can't delete it now. But yeah, so that's what happened. If you're into that, go follow me on Twitter. Twitter.com/HappiLeeErin.
Retweet.
I like how I just saw the tweet from Brooke's video that says MangaPod and Maison Ikkoku. Yeah. So I was like, I thought it was Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put an annotation over it. I fixed it. Okay. I fixed it.
Mobile users would have loved that.
Yeah.
So that's my stuff.
Where is it? I can't find it.
I just retweeted it, so it should be on your.
It's just google.com.
It literally,
It's
it's not
literally
even,
just
It's not
google.com.
even HTTP Google.com or www.google.com. It's just Google.com.
It's just like, hey, I get money from these people. Here's just their website. You're advertising Google. I think that's the most useless advertisement in the world.
Google.com.
Like, I don't know if you've heard of this
I don't know
small
if you've
indie
heard of
search
this.
engine, google.com.
It's pretty obscure.
But they just
I wonder
start
how many
off.
clicks you've sent their way.
I wonder.
So many clicks.
Google.
It'd be like,
Whoa!
Oh, no!
My video turned off. What?
Whoa! Hey!
What?
What?
What happened?
I
Oh
have
no!
idea.
Google
My
Video is
videos are working.
unavailable at the moment. Please try
What
again
the
later.
fudge, man?
So
Oh!
it's
Oh!
okay.
Yeah!
I'm
Coming
back.
back. What? Wait, where
We
am
did
I?
it.
What was that?
I have no idea what just happened. Okay, close.
That-
I think Google heard us talking and was
Google's
Google
like,
was
shut
like,
the
Why
hell
are
Shut
up.
it
Google's
down.
like,
Why
Google
aren't you
heard us
using
talking on
Google
Skype?
Hangouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we're back.
So, hi. I'm Dodger. I have 2 YouTube channels, youtube.com/pressarttocontinue, where I do gaming and nerdy adjacent stuff. I actually just put up a video called The Harem Trope.
Really
If you
good.
want to go watch that, let me know your feelings.
It's actually quite a good video. I was
Aw,
expecting.
thank you.
It was great.
But you didn't talk about World God Only Knows, and I am unimpressed.
I got quite a few messages being like, World God Only Knows, please, thank you. I was like, all right, fair. I didn't bring up World God Only
You
Knows.
saying you didn't like Nizukoi, and then you didn't. Say
I didn't like the manga of Nisekoi. I really liked the anime though.
Same here.
Anyway, so yeah.
Sure.
So I have a video called The Harem Trope if you want to check that out. And my other channel is Dexterity Bonus, and I do vlogs where I talk about my cats and drink coffee and all that. So I would love to have you in either of those places and on all the social medias. I am at Dexbonus, DEXBONUS, and my most recent tweet is a retweet of a tweet that says Google.com.
Great job.
That's how you know it's the right one.
Yeah. I'm Yokorama. I'm a little sick right now. I've been sick for the past couple of weeks. and
Yeah.
it sucks. I haven't been doing much on my YouTube, but if you want to look at my old stuff that I still have on there, you can just check the description where you can find. I ain't gonna say it. They're not listening anyways.
I'm listening.
You don't know where to find me, Aaron?
Oh, I know. Yoku. Hell,
It's
we're obviously at Yokuli Rama.
Yokorama.
Yokulirama.
At google.com.
At Google.
We don't talk about Rama.
But
Actually,
yeah,
Yokuli Ramen. That should be a channel.
Yokuli Ramen.
Yokuli
Where
Ramen.
both of you just talk about ramen.
well, that's a
And
good
one of us
collaboration.
has a
I don't
Russian
get to be
accent.
involved in a ramen channel. I quit MangaPod.
Wait, no! We can figure it out.
Ramen pod.
Yoku. Okay,
Ramen
Yokuli Ramen bonus. Yokuli Ramen. Press.
Oh,
press
what about
Yokuli
me?
Ramen. Hey.
Dr. Yokuri.
Dr. Yokuli Ramen bonus.
We just go out and just
That's our
and just
collective
test out
ship
what
name.
restaurant.
That's our collective ship name, and all we ever do is get ramen together.
Look, we need to do a Kickstarter for this series so we can go around like all of America
All the
and try out all the ramen places.
Oh, yeah.
And then we
All
take
the
on
ramen
good work.
places.
All of them?
All of them?
True.
Oh my gosh.
Impossible.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Yoku's there.
Yeah.
Yoku's at google.com.
He's at google.com.
Google.com, yeah.
That's my link. If you guys click it, you'll see my face.
Can you just imagine?
That's the doodle for the day. It's just like
It's a
Yoko's
joke.
face.
The O's are his glasses.
The glasses.
I was about to say the O's are his
oh.
glasses, yeah.
Oh
And it's
god.
green and it's drunk.
Yeah.
It's drunk.
It's like. it's
Oh,
just-
God.
Perfect.
Alright. I am the Dr. Dazza from Flying for Nippon. You can find me on Flying for Nippon, where at the current time I am. What's my next video going to be? I think my next video is going to be a small review of it's a Watson of the Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo because I got that this morning, so I'm going to do a small video on that. But I'm also doing episode reviews at the moment currently on Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works, and I'm putting lots of effort into that. So yeah, you can also find me on Dr. Dazza. That's also another channel. I post gameplay footage on that, except I haven't done that for a few days a few weeks because it was all naked because it was Katawa Shoujo, and the last person who I know that did Katawa Shoujo footage by accident showed a boob got taken down, so I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that you were naked, and I was like, "Oh no, shit."
I know.
Dazza.
I was like, shit, I missed a lot.
Yeah, where have I been?
I could do that as well. But I do all the MangaPod vlogs are now on there though. So
Yes.
all the MangaPod vlogs from when my time in LA is all on there, so you can go watch it. We see Dodger's happy face sometimes and Yoku's sleepy
His
face.
face.
Yeah,
You filmed me sleeping.
yeah. There's a
I
video
think
of you
he's
sleeping,
sleeping.
Yoku.
Oh,
There's
shit.
a video of you eating tongue and sleeping, and that's the entire video.
That is
What?
literally the entire video.
Eating tongue.
In that ton at that one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's youtube.com/DrDazza. I'm also streaming on Twitch, which is just Dr. Dazza, and everywhere else is just Dr. Dazza. But I also want to let you guys know about a special charity live stream marathon that will be happening this weekend. It is for mental health awareness in Australia. and all around the world, of course. I mean, yeah. And I'll be raising money for Beyond Blue, which is it's not exactly a charity in Australia, but it's an organisation that has centres all around Australia where you can go and get help. You can ring them up, and they help you point you in the right direction. They've got psychiatrists, psychologists, and they've helped me out in the past. They've helped lots of my friends out in the past, and they're a fantastic organisation who are amazing, and they have the most saddest adverts on TV.
Oh no!
I'm going to have a multitude of guests this weekend, including lovely Dodger over here is going to be one of my guests. Going to be the first guest, actually. So she's great. I've also got Tamashi, if you know who she is. She's a PokeTuber.
Aw.
PokeTuber?
PokeTuber, that's a thing, yeah. And I've also got I've got many other guests as well. You can check the schedule. I've got many other guests and prizes as well from different companies, as well as I got Dakota Broski to go out to GameStop to get a whole bunch of codes for Shiny Gengar so we can give them out.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
This is hilarious. He went out to GameStop to get me those codes, and he got a girlfriend while doing it.
That's amazing.
Nice.
I'm just like, how do you do that?
Dude,
So,
the drama surrounding Shiny Gengar is so good. I drink it up. Just so many people being like, I worked so hard for my Shiny Gengar, and now just everybody gets them. What the fuck? Amazing.
But if you guys don't know, I am playing Pokemon Emerald for 40 hours at the very least. So, yeah. So we're going
in one go.
In one go.
48 hours.
40 hours. Because it takes about 30-something hours to finish the game, so I'm giving myself a bit.
Yeah, but then the other like 8 hours, you can just try to hatch a shiny Charizard or some shit.
Well, no, we've got goals as well. Like, if we get up to 5,000, I'm going to go after Kyogre. If I get 10,000, go after Groudon. 15,000, I think, was the Regis, and then 30,000 was taken on the Battle Frontier, which I've never actually done before. So
there you go.
Be annoying.
That's pretty crazy. Good
That's
luck,
awesome.
man.
Yeah.
I'm so sad I can't be there, but I'm so excited for you. It'll be so fun.
I'm sure Erin will be retweeting it all weekend.
If I can find service in Nebraska, but I will do my best every time I see it.
Dude, every time Erin's in Nebraska, I wind up like texting her something, and then hours later, maybe even a day later, she'll text back and be like, I just got this.
It never fails.
Yeah.
The only thing that fails is T-Mobile service in Nebraska. And I get it in the most random spots. Like I'll just be driving, and all of a sudden one street in the middle of Lincoln will have it. And I'll be like, what? I can't leave. There's a Taco Bell right there. I have to sit there for like an hour and text people back, because otherwise I But anyway, yes, I'm very sad I won't be here.
So there'll be a link to that in the diddly-doo below.
And the diddly.
But if you don't know, it will be starting at, I think it's 4 p.m. Friday night on LA time, which is the same time zone MangaPod's in. But it'll be 9:30 in the morning for me, so on Saturday. So I'll be going all weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
So exciting.
It's gonna be good.
That's
It'll be
great.
awesome.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us for MangaPod this week. We really appreciate it. We're so happy to have you both in chat and in the YouTube comments on the VOD. We really appreciate you guys, and we think you are super awesome. Noticed a lot of people in chat saying it was their first time watching MangaPod, so welcome to the craziness. The craziness
And
of
happy
the
69, guys.
Happy 69.
Happy 69, everyone.
Welcome to the MangaPod.
That's a great first episode to be on.
Oh
It
God!
is. Yeah.
It's a very unique episode.
Stomach, mouth with a tentacle.
Tentacle
And a
penis.
stomach
Yeah.
A
mouth.
testicle penis.
Look, okay,
Testicle
firstly, before we leave, so there's the reason why I laughed earlier is because someone said put out in a shirt, and all I can imagine was just like a normal MangaPod shirt, like hashtag MangaPod, and then a mouth face, like right there,
With just a dick coming out.
No.
with like his tongue coming out. That looks like.
No. No. Thanks for watching MangaPod. Next week we're reading Maison
Good
Ikkoku.
way to end it.
Volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 43. You're fantastic, and we love you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye! Yay! Rave, 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 rave.